what else is there to life, right? Like we come here for a short while and we meet people, and somebody has to like write all this down and share it with other people and make other people feel. I feel like some of us are given skills and talents in this world, and we just have to realize them ourselves. Beautiful.
So yeah, I come back on more fried tacos, the best tacos in the place.
This is so good too.
Yeah, it's
This
truffle.
is
It's truffle, right? It's good.
really delicious.
Mhm.
Really delicious.
It's my favorite.
And the sauces are amazing.
The burger. This is the best burger.
Yeah.
I love this burger. So I come back and eat the tacos.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Maryam Aasif. I am an actress, a filmmaker, radio host, entrepreneur with Actors Across Borders.
Hi, my name is Camille Ashraf. I'm a director writer, and this is Take 3.
I love this because it like everything about it makes me happy. You know, the culture, my people, my language, my with that, it's important for me to like get into some of that in like my work, my art, try to express some of that culture. How do you guys manage to express your own like cultural identity and those thoughts, those feelings into your work?
That's a really good question.
Yeah. I think for us, a lot of our conversations revolve around representation, even when we started Actors Across Borders, because we both said that we need to have avenues and resources available. And Camille's a filmmaker, I'm an actor, Camille acts too, and a lot of the times, like, we're on sets, we're going, I do theater as well, and I'm very underrepresented. Like, we're just a few of us. Like, we need more. We need to see more people. I think that is one way that I try to get connected to my culture and people who want to do art and show stories that are meaningful. I just felt so underrepresented in general, and I felt like our stories weren't being told. And even if we are being brought on, we're being brought in on as like, oh look, we also have
This person.
this person here, and they're brown. Look at that. And I'm like, I don't want to be the token brown person anymore. That needs to change.
I think we channeled those feelings of underrepresentation into creating Actors Across Borders. We're 3 brown, Pakistani, Indian founders. And I think it was really important for us to create a space where we had people that look like us and were inclusive of others and made up like what Houston really looks like. I think the culture is so varied here too. But I think when it comes to our own culture, yeah, creating AAB was a huge part in channeling how we felt and actually doing something about it.
The whole idea of like, uh, fuck it, I don't want a slice of the cake anymore. You know, baking your own. I'm curious on like, I've heard it so many times, but I want to hear it again. How Actors Across Borders kind of happened.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Fun story.
It's fun. Well, we all met in a play, the 3 founders, in a South Asian directed play about a South Asian family. So talking about culture. That's how we also found each other in a play that was very much about our representation and our family's representation. So we met there, and then Mariam had this idea to create a group, and I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, I just said, you know what? I love how I feel around this space, and I study theater in Pakistan. I'm an immigrant, so for me, like having an acting school there and having all these people around me was always just so comforting. And I was like, I lack that here. I don't see that here. Maybe what if we were to start like a community group, an improv group, or something together, so we can get more people to come through. And because we all had the same troubles, like we had a lot of actors in our play, and they're all working South Asian actors. One of our founders, he's a touring artist, like he's consistently touring as well, and even he had those concerns. So I was like, okay, we gotta start something. Let's just start a fun improv club.
And where do we start it? Like on the floor of somebody's.
Yeah, it was like in our
Partner.
after party. We were all like
Yeah.
sitting on the floor, on the carpet together, and just throwing names out there and
Ideas.
different ideas, and just like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this. And then Camille was very like, yeah, I'm gonna be on this. Like, I'm here, I'm with you, like whatever you need.
We didn't really know what it was gonna become. We just knew like, okay, we had to do something about it. We weren't gonna like sit and complain or wish that something that we really wanted to be part of existed. Something that we always say is like, we're not gonna wait for the table to be made or the seat to be available to us. Like, we will make the table ourselves. Like, you make the effing table and the seats around it. Like, we have no problem, and clearly that's what we've done up until this point.
And we're very like welcoming. I'm like, yes, more the merrier. And who
Yeah.
wants to come through? Like, as many people are gonna be there, as many collaborations, like competition. You know that saying, like competition happens at the bottom and collaboration happens at the
Yeah.
top, right? Like, you can't compete, you can't grow like that.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
But delving even further back, what was these like first inklings of feelings that you really, oh, I love theater, I love movies, I love writing, acting, all these things.
Yeah.
What was like the movie, series, movies, actor, or anything that really jump started that?
I was just telling you about this today. I was like 5 years old, I think, when I first had that realization that, oh, I wanna become an actor. You know, when you're sitting in a classroom and the teacher asks, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I had that in my mind, like, I want to be an actor when I grow up, and I just didn't say it. And I think about it till now. I'm like, I never said it, but I just always wanted to be an actor. And I grew up watching a lot of Bollywood movies, a lot of like old Bollywood movies, a lot of Hollywood movies. Just overall, I had access to British media, Indian media, Pakistani media, like every type. Like, so I just always wanted to be part of that and just tell stories, like be a storyteller, be part of be part of that magic that is being created. And then I saw theater the first time. I was like, yep, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do. My first paycheck was a theater paycheck. And it's something I'm so proud of always. I'm like, the first paycheck I ever earned was through acting. And I just wished for that to be like continued, to stay continued for me. It didn't come like easily. Like, I did take a break for a while, which is why I think I don't take it for granted at all. I take it very seriously. I know it's not easy for people who are doing a lot of the work that I do, the type of work that I'm trying to do. I take it even more seriously. Like, even for the 5-year-old that had the wish to be an actor.
I mean, it's kind of the same as Maryam in that since I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor or a singer. And I just wanted to really be a part of films. But I didn't know how. Like, it felt like almost fantasy, but really cool to think about. And just as a kid, I was very introverted. So, like, just kind of sitting in my thoughts and imagining what certain careers like that would be like. But I would actually say, like, although I watched a lot of films and I had parents that were very big into films and watching the behind the scenes and things like that, I would actually say the biggest inspiration was my family because we grew up like I grew up in a household full of storytellers. Like, oral history is a huge thing in my family. My dad has 9 siblings, so there were a lot of stories that were passed around. So just sitting in lawn chairs outside and listening to all their stories as immigrants and their adventures and just their dreams, their aspirations. I think hearing that just made me fall in love with stories.
But it's such it feels like always a constant, you know, and everything that we do, everything that we approach in writing or anything, just having someone of who is from that background and culture to tell that story about the culture. And I guess one of the things, what what bothers me a bit about some of these stories that you see, like, oh yeah, these are Indian or Pakistani stories, and they don't really hit a mark.
Ooh, I mean, I think culturally is one thing, and then religion wise is a whole other. I think the way Muslims have been portrayed, regardless of whether you're Arab or Indian or Pakistani, like there's only one way to be Muslim and how it's portrayed in Western media and film. We we're angry, we're troubled people, we're terrorists. There's so many different depictions of us, and there's just never like a normal representation of a regular Muslim family, which is the majority of Muslim families. And I think shows like Rami were the first ones where and Rami is very recent. And so seeing that type of representation where, by the way, Muslims shouldn't just be allowed to be, they should be normal in every way. Like, we have problems too. We're happy, we're sad, we're angry. Like, we should be allowed to portray all those emotions without it being vilified. And then talking about cultural is like a whole other thing where how Indians are kind of depicted and docile and kind of the sidekick here. But I think all that is slowly changing. So I'm happy to see that. It may be slow progress, but like it's progress.
Well, guys, this is the best tacos.
Oh,
Los desgraciados.
You're amazing.
Try it.
Can I show the camera? Am I allowed to break the?
yeah, go ahead.
These are so good.
And it's just praising the food.
I'm just praising the food. Yes, I absolutely. We've already chowed through all of this before.
And these beautiful,
Yes,
oh my gosh,
potato.
they're so pretty.
It's like my biggest fear eating on camera, but I do it first, Sergio.
I am paying.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
This is the best meal to have at an
What
interview.
about Alex and Adam?
I think they ordered.
Oh, it's like don't acknowledge the crew. I'm sorry. Your existence matters. You matter.
That's a good point. In terms of crew, like, I feel like people don't appreciate them enough. I still like to talk about crew and the importance they hold. Because art isn't just like especially in like film and
Yeah,
stories.
it's not
You don't-
solo.
You can't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you try. What helps you in that collaborative space to really nail all of that story?
I think for us, this like collaboration comes very easy because
It does. I think we're very open to other people's ideas, input, and also just like their expertise. We don't expect to be experts in everything that we do. And I think the film that we worked on together, Sergio, is a perfect example of collaboration to do something really meaningful and important. And that just happened with the cause. The cause really brought everyone together. So sometimes like it is purely collaboration, then sometimes it's like it's the cause that really brings everyone together and almost does the work for us because we all know why we're here. We all have a central purpose.
I think one of the things that I consistently ask people is like, why are you here? Like, what is your reason to be here? Why are you here on a Wednesday, Thursday night at 9 p.m.? Like, what is your reason to be on a Zoom call? And I think that really like clears a lot of the times, not just for people, but even for us, like why we are doing this. Because every project that we do, like we put all of our energy, heart, soul. Like we don't do projects because you have to do a project, or we don't do a thing because you have to make it, or just for the sake of it. We do it because we really believe in it, and that's something like how Actors Across Borders was created. So like every project, every event, every workshop, festival, like whatever we're doing, film, like it has to come from our hearts, and I think that's how it reaches to other people as well. Like, why are you here? Like, we have our very clear reasons. So even when we're bringing people on, I make sure that we're on the same page about like, why do you want to do this? And there's so many skillful people who are just hungry to work and are waiting to like show their work and also feel respected. And I think that's the only thing that we do. We appreciate the work and we respect the work. That's the most important thing. And collaboration just immediately happens.
Yeah. Okay, am I gonna
Pass
go
me
full
lemon.
onion? Lime? This is a lime honey.
Lime. You know, I don't like onion.
You don't.
Mm-mm.
Why?
That's the only reason why I'm considering, I'm questioning this collaboration, is because she doesn't like onion.
If AAB is in trouble, it's because I don't like onions.
I think
We
as
can't
South
eat food.
Asians, onions are part of our salad. Like they just serve you chopped onions and carrots. That's a salad. Like to disown one piece of that salad
Okay,
is
but see,
like blasphemy.
this is like pickled onion, and it's like what?
That's
I'm
not
okay.
pickles.
It's fried. I'm okay with this.
Seared. Oh my god, you
It's perfect. Raw onion.
Yeah, I eat raw onions with everything. I
No.
shouldn't say this on camera, but I do.
Raw onion feels a little much.
No, we eat it.
See?
I eat it with everything, like slices. Like any South Asian watching knows I'm right.
I mean, more recently, I've been identifying more closely to Houston because it feels like, oh yeah, now I get it.
I get
Now
it too. Yeah.
We're coming out here to do anything, and it's kind of like what you have to do in order to like access anything in terms of like art and stuff. Which is a difficult thing, you know, the accessibility of it. It's finding that people collaborators and stuff. It can be so like anxiety driven. How do you cope with that anxiety? Sometimes you're not as confident in yourself or in some projects or this and that. And how do you deal with that?
Do we deal with that? I don't think we deal with it.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know. What is self doubt? No,
Deal with that a lot.
we definitely do.
Oh my gosh.
We definitely do. And I will say, like, I think one of the perks is that we have each other. Like, I have a co collaborator built into the organization, into every project that I do, and that really helps. But I think, like, we manage our, I don't know, manage is the right word, but we, we, we always feel anxiety. There's always a shred of doubt as to whether we should do this or are we the right ones to do it. But we do it anyway because who else is going to do it?
Yeah.
Created AAV out of necessity. I mean, maybe we're not the most qualified people to do it, but we did it. And we created a whole community around it. So I think like the fear of not doing anything has to like exceed the fear of doing it to then push you to actually do it. And so I don't think it even occurs to us to not do it. Even if we're like scared or doubtful, like that actually does not occur to us. Like, to not do it.
We don't doubt. Yeah, that's like one thing.
We
There's
actually don't.
never a moment like, and I think that is something that you need to have a strong partner for. Like, she never doubts it, I never doubt. We're just excited, right? Like, we're like, okay, we're gonna do this. Like, this is our plan. This is what we're looking at, and we're just gonna do it. And there's that motivation and like passion to do it. So even if there are moments of self doubt, which have happened personally, especially for Palestinian Arts Festival, we were both working on different projects. I didn't see you in a couple of weeks, and there were moments where I had doubts, where I was like, am I doing the right thing? Is this good? Am I doing this? Do other people think I'm doing a good job? And Camille had similar concerns, and we're like, no, we've done all of these things. We've done so many things for Actors Across Borders, and it has led us to be prepared for everything. So now, even now, when there are moments where I'm just like,
Yeah, everything up until that moment has prepared you in some way. Even things that are completely not arts related. Like I have a project management background. Like that helped a lot in organizing a 2-day festival. But you know, like it's like all these things prepare you, but you're never like you may not be the most skilled or qualified person to do anything, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't attempt it or try it or do it. And I think like that's the doubt that we don't have. I would say is that we don't think like, should we do this? We're always like, okay, we're gonna do it, but how do we do it? Okay, where are we gonna do it? Who's
When-
gonna be a part of this?
when we
Those
started,
are the questions that we have.
remember
And so-
Actors Across Borders, we started it, and somebody was like, this is too overly ambitious.
Yeah, that was the first comment we ever got. On
And
the
this is our
first meeting.
first meeting.
Yeah.
Like our first ever meeting. And they were like, this is too overly ambitious. Nobody's gonna be interested in this.
But why wouldn't you do it if it wasn't overly ambitious? Like that seems exciting, you know? And so that's kind of how we operate. We definitely have self-doubt. We tap each other like when we know we're going through something, but it doesn't actually stop us from doing the work, I would say.
And weirdly enough, it's other people who have come to us at some point or the other during a project or like after a project being like, oh, this was like way too much, or like this was very like ambitious, like how did you do it? And I'm like, we never had that moment, because if we keep thinking like, oh, this is too ambitious or this is too much, like we're not going to be able to work that way. We're not going to be able
We wouldn't
to
do anything.
create
then.
anything.
Yeah.
Like self-doubt I get it. Every artist has that where we question ourselves and we question it's hard to put out our art out there or create things. I get it. I absolutely do. But you have to like know that who else is gonna do it.
Everyone has their own unique perspective. I think that's what I've realized. Like we could all try to put out the same thing, but it would all be different. Essentially, like we're all different. We have different voices, perspectives, life stories. And so it's all gonna feel different. And so I think that that has to be like valued and appreciated. And so we always remember that, like, um, that we have our own special small contribution to add, you know. And so
Yeah, and then people say like, I'm only one person. What can I do? Like, find your community. Like, there's somebody who probably loves films as much as you do, and you don't need to do. I've had people come to me like, how do I make a film? Like, do you have a phone? Like, how do I write? Like, do you have a notebook? just write it. Ask your friend. That's literally how it happened with us. Like, literally, like on the floor, sitting there. The next day, we had a meeting and Camille was giving me ideas, and I was like, "Stop treating me like a project manager.
I
Stop
think
acting like a project manager."
it like goes back to that, you know, that meme of Lady Gaga where she's constantly saying, "You just need one person to believe in you. You can have 100 people say no to you. You just need one person." Have you seen that meme? That's like it's true. You literally just need one person to be like, "Okay, let's do it." And that's it. I do think, like, especially in the film community or making films, like, you do need it does need to be a collaborative process. You can do it by yourself, but it's a lot harder. And so it's nice to actually be able to go and meet other people who have other skills and talent, and also just like grow your network, meet other creatives in Houston. Like, see it as a challenge of like creativity rather than the anxiety of like, okay, but I'm not doing enough. I'm not currently working on a project. How do I go into this networking event? Like when I don't have anything to show, like I think people are just so open in Houston and welcoming for the most part. Like, I personally haven't faced that much issues in collaboration. I think people are pretty open, and we do the same. Whenever we're on a set or we're working on a film, or even with our workshops, I mean, we're pretty inclusive. We do them all over Houston, some in Sugarland. I mean, we try to make sure we spread them out where enough people can also attend them and meet other people. And I do want to say one thing. I was talking to somebody on a podcast about this, and I was telling them like the best part about our workshops is actually the fact that it's a different type of way to network. When you come to an improv workshop, you are coming to just have fun and meet people and get out of your comfort zone. You don't need to come with your resume. You don't need to feel like you have to be working on something like because we even get tired of that. We're actively in the film community and acting community, and we're also like, how many bars do you need to go to and talk to people over music that is way too loud that I can't even hear you? So like to actually come to an improv workshop, have fun, get loose, is like an amazing way because all these events can be so anxiety inducing. I really do think that, and so coming to these events, meeting people, I can't tell you how many times someone has come to our event and left meeting someone that they then worked with even the next day on a set or started writing together. And I think that just shows you the power of community. And sometimes that gets lost in these events where we feel like we have to leave with people's numbers and cards, and it can be so much more than that. So that's probably like what I'm the most proud of with AAB is we've kind of created that space where you can come literally as you are.
Yeah, it's a very safe space. You don't have to come with your resume.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me how many films you've done or how many sets
Yeah.
you work on. I don't care.
And that's never the conversation actually.
We
It's
don't even
like,
talk about that stuff. Like the
Yeah.
only thing is like one thing that we always say is like at the end of our every end of every workshop, every event is like look around you. You're surrounded by artists. You're surrounded by creatives. That's why we started Actors Across Borders. That's what we needed. So I always say like look around you. You're surrounded by
This is your
creatives and
community.
artists. Like
Yeah.
you have that support. Make sure you're talking to each other. And I want people to, especially people in Houston, to like really be in Houston and do things in Houston and not in other cities like New York, LA. All the actors leave, all the theater actors leave, and it's just like we need to have that community here. Like have them here. Stop them in their tracks.
Sorry for that really long answer.
That was
but
a very long. We kind of lost track on what we were talking about.
But yeah, there's that importance of like building something, building a community. And I feel like the idea, especially when it comes to like, oh, I want to be a filmmaker, actor, these things, kind of have to leave, kind of have to go somewhere entirely else to start over and build from scratch. And it's never once talked about like maybe stay, maybe figure out how to do your own thing. And I think that needs to be conversation.
we have so much great talent here. So we talk about Austin a lot because actually a few people that I know who actively work there are like, hey, it seems like there's really great talent in Houston. We can't find reliable DPs or whomever in Austin. So that's something that's on our mind constantly is how can we extend that table?
It's having a scale of production that like employs people and like does you have to make money. Or one of the goals to really just make a living off of the stuff that we're making.
I think eventually for us, but not right now.
I mean, we're
Oh, yeah.
lucky in that it doesn't have to be our goal right now, but yeah, we would love to make some money.
Every project that we do, like even the last project that we did, I've had people come up to me and be like, "You're gonna get blacklisted. Nobody's gonna work with you. You only do like political things." And it's like, no, actually, I don't. Like, I also do things for humanity and
Yeah.
and other stuff which is not related to politics, and it's just art. Like, art is just art. Like, it's so money is something that we're like threatened with all the time. However, we find our community and people who don't care about money, and we don't want to work with blood money anyway, so we're chill with that.
Yeah, the community is so small here and it's still in the early innings, if I can say that. But I think we're in this experimental phase. Like, there's no competition here. It's not like LA. Like, we can literally work with each other, collaborate with each other, make the craziest, most outlandish things. Like, that's what I want to strive for with this community. Is like, let's just push the envelope where we can, like, until all eyes are on Houston, I guess.
Hopefully the direction it goes doesn't become competitive where everyone's kind of like again fighting like
Yeah.
like crabs in a bucket. And hopefully we can just kind of push and encourage people like, hey, calm down, we can all make it. We can all like
Yeah.
give each other a hand. It doesn't have to be one person at the top that's making all the decisions and has all the power and influence. It's kind of changing that landscape, kind of like
It's a mental state too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a mini revolution in a sense. Like,
community.
community, yeah.
It has to be community, like, driven, centered, which is really hard when money is involved, right? Because
Yeah.
everyone wants to make money, make more money. But I think just having a strong community is like a great first step. I can't control what happens when money comes in, but like, I can at least say we have a very supportive, encouraging community, and we all support each other.
And I understand how money is really important. There's a lot of us who don't get paid, and I'm somebody who always says to people like, do not work for free. I'm somebody who's like very against actually working for free unless it's something that like is really meaningful and you really like the project. Like, it depends.
But not everybody
But
has that
not-
luxury of picking the project.
Yeah,
for
and
them.
it's like we need to like respect ourselves as well as artists and create that for ourselves, that we're able to have a venue. And I think right now in Houston, it's starting to be like a little strong, but it's still quite weak, where people are not really getting paid the way they should be getting paid for the work that they're doing.
Yeah.
And this is like all art forms, like whether it's virtual art, whether it's theater art, whether it's filmmaking, like all throughout, like all of them.
Favorite movies.
Favorite movies? Ooh, Lord of the Rings, Jurassic Park. Am I supposed to give multiple or
5.
5? Okay. I mean, they change every day. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, A Separation, which is an Iranian movie, and what is my 5th gonna be?
Bollywood.
Oh yeah, Dil Chahta Hai. Bollywood. How did you know? It's
Yeah, do Bollywood
it's a
movie.
classic Bollywood movie. Dil Chahta Hai, but the heart ones, right?
That's actually one of my favorites too.
So it
Okay.
translates to-
Yeah,
Go ahead.
La La Land, love that movie. Tamasha, it's an Indian movie, and I think every artist should watch. It's literally called drama. Tamasha translates to drama. Shawshank Redemption, love that movie. Don't ask me why. What else? The Hunger Games series, all of them. I read the books, I love the movies, and what else? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Um, and a Bollywood movie that I really love.
That's Tamasha.
Tamasha and one more. Better do Bollywood movie.
Cocktail.
No. Rockstar. I love that movie. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Favorite directors.
Favorite directors. I'm so bad with names, but there's so many good ones. I mean, I love like the classic like James Cameron, but there's also like amazing ones in Bollywood like Farhan Akhtar, Zoya Akhtar, and then I know all the movies. I just don't know the directors. I'm so bad, but yeah, James Cameron. I just love that he is someone who operates with no self doubt, and I've actually talked to Maryam about it one time.
A lot.
Like I think he's seen as an asshole, which he probably is, but yeah, his just directing style, he's all in or nothing. Like I love that.
He is fascinating.
He's very fascinating for sure.
Damien Chazelle, La La Land, Whiplash. I feel like I've liked all of his work. And then I really like Wes Anderson's style, like the way he, like the art direction and the way he takes the shots and everything, the cinema. Like I really like the detail that he puts into his films and scenes. Like every scene is so well thought out. I love that. And then there's a Bollywood actor who kind of does the same thing. His name is Sanjay Leela Bhansali. He does like same thing. Like everything is so well thought out, whether it's character, whether it's the sets, costumes, like beautifully done. And then my all-time favorite director is Imtiaz Ali. I think I named 2 movies, my favorite movies that are by
Okay,
him.
you like Imtiaz
So I
Ali,
really
okay.
like Imtiaz Ali. If I recommend people like Bollywood movies, I always say like, yeah, check that guy out. I actually recommend a lot of Bollywood movies. And then yeah, any Yash Chopra movie is like a very good
classic.
classic that you should watch.
What's a pet peeve?
Pet
Pet
peeve.
peeve you see in films.
When they misrepresent Muslims or South Asians, that's a huge pet peeve of mine.
Have you seen Apu from Simpsons? With his grocery store? And who else?
I think like okay, a pet peeve. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but like especially with Muslim women, like if they're religious or traditional, the way that the garb that they give them, some of it is just like not realistic at all. I've never
It's
seen that
not.
worn. Like those are my huge pet peeves. Yeah.
I get affected by this in my regular life where people are like, oh, you're a Muslim woman, so they don't even consider me for a role because she's like, she probably won't do it. I'm like, you didn't even ask me. So yeah, ask me at least. So I think yeah, when it pet peeve, just misrepresentation and just like not having enough honest conversations or just like wishy-washy stuff. Like I can't deal with that anymore. I don't enjoy stuff like that anymore, which is just yeah. I used to love stuff like Emily in Paris, and now I just don't have the mindset for it. Maybe I'm growing
what
as a
did Emily in
person.
Paris do wrong?
I just can't sit there and be like, okay, you're just stupid. Like this is
Yeah.
just like you're just acting dumb for no reason.
Okay, gotcha. I thought there was misrepresentation of Muslims.
No, not in that.
Like, which one did you see?
I think I'm just like yeah. I feel like I look for content now, and
That's like
and if it's not
It's good.
meaningful, like it should have a purpose, right? It should serve a purpose. I'm not saying like oh everything should be like a lesson, like but at least have a reason for creating something.
pushing
Have
the envelope
depth
in
in your
some way.
have depth in your characters.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of seeing materialistic, superficial, capitalistic things.
Yeah, I will rep Rami till the end of time because what he's done is absolutely brilliant.
Every film has an
Yeah.
ad in it. Like every film has like this car ad, this makeup ad, this skincare ad. Like even when actors are promoting your films, it's like my hair care line. I'm like, you're promoting a film about domestic violence, lady. Like you can't promote a hair care line. So yeah, I pet peeve. That's
Have some tea. Okay.
Yeah, we leave you with some tea.
Promote yourself. Where can people find you?
Oh, everywhere.
What are you doing? What you working on?
Oh, well, you can find us on Actors Across Borders on our Instagram and Facebook page. And then I don't know, we're kind of everywhere. I don't know.
we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. You can follow us on our personal social media pages. You can also follow our projects that we've done. So like Palestinian Arts Festival, which is like our most precious project, the closest to our hearts. That has its own page. We try to keep it active as much as we can. That is our priority with everything that we're doing, to make sure that we're also talking about things that are important to us, including humanitarian crises around the world. It is all connected with art as well. So you can follow us on Palestinian Arts Festival. You can follow us on Actors Across Borders, our own personal pages as
Camille
well.
Ashraf and Maryam Aasif.
Maryam Aasif and 713 Creatives.
Yeah, creative. Oh, look at you repping that.
Yeah, we have a lot of pages, and we're also like really open to collaboration. We are people who want to work with other people. We're only two people technically, because Danish, our co-partner, is touring
He's
for
gonna hate
Broadway.
us constantly calling him a touring actor, but he's the touring actor. But we actually do have we have a few projects in the work. One of them being something that's really important because Actors Across Borders produced and I directed a film called In Our Own Words. So we plan to do more screenings of it in October. And that's where we interviewed 12 Houston Palestinians. Sergio was part of it as well. And so that's our important project that we kind of want to carry on till the end of the year. So we'll be doing more screenings, so keep a lookout for that on our Instagram page.
And to wrap it up with one final question.
Yeah.
Why do you create?
I'll go. What else is there to life, right? Like, we come here for a short while and we meet people, and somebody has to like write all this down and share it with other people and make other people feel. I feel like some of us are given skills and talents in this world, and we just have to realize them ourselves. And if I realize that, okay, like my talent is to organize and act and storytell, and so I'm gonna follow that. And I realize that I have the ability to make people feel and cry and educate and learn. And the play that we did for Palestinian Arts Festival, one of the things was that art has the ability to create debate and expose. Juliano Mohammed said that, and it's something that I've kept with myself from there, and I'll always have that with me now. That the power of art is so strong. It connects people with their own self. And when I create art, I get to know more about myself. I get to know more about people around me and my community. And I've seen how people can change because of art, and I don't think I can unsee that anymore. And this is all something that I've also learned in like last 6 months. It hasn't been that long, but the journey of coming to this realization has been so new and just so fulfilling for me that I want to keep creating with other people and making people feel what we're supposed to do, like do our job basically, but just to like make people feel and create.
How do I follow that one?
What do you mean?
That's pretty good. And you pretty much said what I wanted to say.
We have
And
the
it's
same
just,
goals.
yeah, no, I think it's making people feel a certain way, and also just like highlighting voices and representation. That I think for me, I'm very much driven by people who've either been misrepresented or underrepresented, and I think that's like what drives me to create. Not saying it's a part of like everything that I do, but even in like casting for Thinking About You, like we wanted a very diverse cast. We're constantly thinking about those things, and I realized like just from this past year of creating that I'm very much driven by that, and the focus being on like my biggest project yet was this documentary, and even though yes, the thought of it happened just within a few months, it's really something I've been working towards for a long time because I felt like this is something really important. There's so many different communities within our large Houston community that don't get highlighted or discussed or just like I don't know cared about, and so I think that's what drives me to create. It's like I think it's important to have fun and do things that just make us feel good. And then I think it's also really important to like feel those things that are really hard to feel without art. So I think art really allows us to tap into ourselves in a way that I don't think we can. Like putting on a festival for Palestine was such a beautiful way to showcase their culture, their art, and also just the pain that comes along with it. And so yeah, I think that's why we create to share, to highlight, and to promote others.
Art has so much power.
Yeah,
We've felt it very, very, very closely. If you touch us, you'll feel it too.
Thank you for this. Thank you.
thank you for having us.
Thank you. It's a wrap. It's a taco. It's a taco. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks so much, Sergio, for this.
Bye.
One bite. Did you get to eat?
They're eating. They're eating good.
What is this?
I'm taking this for you.
COVID times.
That's right.
You guys, did you know it's gonna be 5 years in March?